Tell me if this sounds familiar. Does everything run smoothly only as long as you're on top of things? Do you find that every time you delegate, something gets lost along the way? It's frustrating, isn't it? Because you know what needs to be done, you do it well, and yet your team just can't seem to replicate it the same way. Listen to me. That's not a coincidence. When a business grows relying on the talent of a single person, your business becomes a hostage of that talent. And when that person is you, you end up becoming the operational bottleneck of your company. Not because you lack ability, no, but because everything depends on your constant presence. But wait, there is a way out. And no, it's not cloning yourself. It's something much more powerful, much more strategic. Systematizing your knowledge without losing what makes you unique, without turning yourself into a manual, without losing your essence. In this video, I'm going to show you why so many leaders can't let go without sacrificing quality, what it really means to transfer your knowledge, and a clear, proven step-by-step to make your team run on its own, without depending on you all the time. Because scaling isn't just about growing, it's about liberating. And that begins when you stop being the only one who knows how things are done. Now, I want you to understand this. Being an expert comes with a trap. Everything flows naturally for you, fast, with sound judgment. But what you do without thinking can be a total mystery to someone else. And that's the big dilemma. The more intuitive you are, the harder it becomes to teach what you know. In many companies, knowledge is trapped inside the head of the founder, the manager, the top salesperson. And while the team tries to copy, frustration builds because there's no clarity, no method. Just partial repetitions when there's time, when there's motivation. And you know what's worst? Everything ends up back on you, either to fix it or to redo it. Let me tell you a real case. A creative studio. The founder? Brilliant. Clients adored her. But every time someone on the team took on a project, she had to step in. "That's not what I would have done," she said. She tried to let go, but something always went wrong. The result: exhaustion, stagnation, and a team that lost autonomy and motivation. This, listen, happens more often than you think. Talent becomes a bottleneck not because there's no will, but because there's no clear way to translate the intangible into something replicable. And when what you know can't be taught, then it can't be delegated. And here's the important point. The big mistake many people make is thinking that systematizing means becoming robotic. No, it's actually about capturing the essence, giving it structure, and allowing others to replicate it. With judgment, not with copying. It's about teaching the why, not just the how. It's about offering context, not just instructions. The journey from expert to team doesn't mean lowering the standard. It means multiplying the standard. And when you do it right, the result is magical. You free up time, you empower your people, and you scale with impact. Now listen closely, because what I'm about to say breaks a myth. When we talk about systematizing knowledge, many people imagine boring little manuals, PDFs, rigid procedures that only the person who wrote them ever read, and everything loses its soul. And this is completely false. Systematizing does not have to mean mechanizing. It means freeing your knowledge from your head and putting it in a way that others can apply without losing the essence. It's not about writing what you do as if you were a robot. It's about understanding what decisions you make, why, in what order, with what criteria. It's about capturing the logic behind your actions, not just the actions themselves. And this is where the difference lies between documenting knowledge and transferring knowledge. Documenting means leaving a record. Transferring means turning tacit knowledge into explicit knowledge and making it usable. When you systematize well, you're not just sharing information, you're teaching how to think. I'll give you an example. If you're excellent at customer service, it's not enough to say, "Be polite and listen." You have to explain to your staff why you ask those questions, how you react to different types of people, what signals you watch for, how you know when to push, and how you know when to hold back. That's systematizing from real experience, not from theory. And to make it work, you need one essential thing: an open mindset. You can't expect others to do everything exactly like you, but you can offer them a clear foundation, a guide where they can build their own style with coherence and make that part of the training. Systematizing is also about trust, trusting that your knowledge can be shared without losing depth. Because the clearer the structure, the more freedom your team has to contribute. It's not about limiting, it's about enabling. It's not about copying you. It's about being inspired by your judgment and standards. It's about sharing your knowledge. It's about creating culture, shared culture. And that's what makes a team work without depending on one person. Now, let's go to the heart of all this. I want to give you the real step-by-step to transform what you know into something your team can execute with judgment, autonomy, and consistency. This is the method we use with dozens of leaders, and it works. It's not just about delegating tasks, it's about transferring decisions. Step 1 is to identify what you know and what you do. It seems obvious, but it's not. Many times we do things on autopilot that we don't even recognize as part of the process. That's why the first thing is to create an inventory. What do you do well that others can't seem to replicate? What tasks always come back to you? In what situations are you irreplaceable? Write it all down, even those things that seem obvious to you, because what feels like common sense to you may not be for everyone else. Step 2 is to structure the invisible. This is where the art begins. Take the actions you listed and break them down. What steps are behind those actions? In what order do you do them? What makes you choose one path over another? Show your thinking. It's not just what you do, it's what you think while you do it. Use whatever you want. Maps, drawings, recordings. The goal is to make the invisible visible. Step 3 is to translate it for others. What's clear to you may be a puzzle for someone else. So the third step is to make it understandable. Use real examples, show decisions. For example, if client X says, I do this, but you notice Y, you shift your approach. If the client says X, I do this, but if I notice Y, then I change direction. Don't hold anything back. Even explain how you interpreted things in context. That layer is pure gold. Step 4 is to test it with someone. Choose someone on the team who doesn't think like you. Give them the material, observe. Where do they hesitate? What do they do well? What do they misinterpret? What they don't understand isn't clear. And that's valuable because it reveals blind spots. You're not evaluating the person, you're evaluating the system. The last step, step 5, is to refine and share. You validated it, it works, now it's time to share it. But not as a rulebook, share it as a living tool. Invite the team to use it, to improve it, to adapt it. Record tutorials, visuals, simulations, whatever. Make it useful, make it accessible, and above all, test, iterate, evolve. The goal isn't to have a perfect process. It's to have a process that works without you constantly being on top of it. And that's where the real power lies, freeing up your time, empowering your team, multiplying your experience. When you achieve this, when you really systematize your knowledge, something shifts deeply. It's not just that your team improves, it's that you're truly freeing yourself. You stop being indispensable. The team gains confidence because they understand the why. Dependency drops, response times get faster, execution improves because now there's judgment, not just tasks. Culture rises, and it's no longer about doing what the boss said, but understanding the purpose behind every action. And most importantly, the work climate improves because people feel they can grow, they can make decisions, they can contribute. They're not just executors, they're part of the process. And you, as a leader, can focus on other things that truly matter. You're no longer putting out fires. You're designing vision, creating solutions, leading strategically. Because real change, real growth, happens when your impact sustains itself, even without you. And that doesn't make you less necessary. It makes you more valuable. If this video made you think, then you've already taken the first step. Systematizing your experience isn't just a technique, it's a leadership decision. And now it's your turn. Choose one thing you do really well with your team. One thing you do exceptionally that your team hasn't yet mastered. Document it. Explain it. Test it. That's the first brick in building a system that can set you free. If you want more tools like this, subscribe to the channel, leave a like, and share this video with someone who's also looking to scale without losing their essence. Remember, at Xpansea, we create academies to document your knowledge and make it accessible to every member of your team. Your academy with your material is ready in 21 days. If you want to learn more, get in touch with me. There's a link in the description to book a call. I'll see you in the next video. And remember this, scaling is leadership, and it starts with you. And if you already know this is what your company needs, don't wait. Scroll down and click the link to book a call with me. Let's talk about how to systematize your expertise and scale without losing your essence.